So what are the various purposes of scope resolution operator? We'll see in a simple small session here. As we know, till now we used it. We used it in defining the member function outside the class. Look at the first one. To access a global variable when there is a local variable with same name. Yeah, look at the program clearly. We have int x global because it's defined, it's declared before main. So inside main we have int x is equal to 10, which is a local x. So in these type of situations, if you want to access the global x, you can use it with the help of scope resolution operator. Look at the cout statements, both the cout statements. So we use this if the local variable name and the global variable name are same. As we know, to define a function outside the class, any function, member function can be defined inside the class and can be defined outside the class. If you want to define outside the class, you need to use scope resolution operator. To access a class static variable, the term static member data and static member functions, which I already given in the last session. Look at the class name is test. We have static int x. In public we have static int y. Look at the member function void func. Again here we have int x. So we can access a class static variable even if there is a local variable with the same name. That is important here. Look at the cout. Test is a class name, scope resolution operator, and your x. So this will give an access to the static variable. And even we have an int x, a local variable also. And as we know, any static variable must be defined explicitly outside the class using scope resolution operator. Look at the statements outside the class. Look at the main. We have an object obj and x is equal to 3. Obj.func is your function call. And look at that test scope resolution operator and y, which is in public. If it is private, you cannot access it outside. Since it is static data can be directly accessible with the help of class name. There is no need of creating any object for either static data or static member function. Even in namespaces also, you look at the simple program here, cout and endl. Endl is end of line. I'll be discussing all sorts of manipulators in C++ later, just like your \n in C language. So cout and endl both belongs to std namespace. So in these type of situations, you are supposed to specify the name space, std scope resolution operator, and the concerned function. And last one, you can refer to the class which is declared inside. So we can have one class inside another class. Nesting of classes is allowed, just like your nested structures. So what is the outside class name? Class name outside. We have int x, and inside class name is inside itself, and we have again int x. Static int y, don't bother about FOO. It's a declared, it's not used anywhere. You just observe one point here. Static int y, anything declared as static must be explicitly defined outside the class using scope resolution operator. But here look at the statement, int outside means outside class name, scope resolution operator, and inside class name, scope resolution operator, and the variable y. Similarly, in the main program, at the time of object creation, look at that object creation for inside class, outside class name, scope resolution operator, and inside class name followed by object name.